Hello there everyone, I'm Diesel, and let me welcome you on back to Diesel's Coffee Den. Last time I reviewed some coffees from Godiva, and even though they weren't perfect, they weren't outright terrible. But the coffee I will be reviewing today, well, let's just say it doesn't have such a well-established name attached to it. The coffee I will be reviewing today comes from one place in particular, the Dollar Tree. For those of you who don't know, the Dollar Tree is a discount store where everything there costs $1 or less. Sometimes you actually can get a good bargain there, but sometimes things are there for a different reason than you think. Sometimes companies overstock on items, and those overstocked items end up going to discount stores like the Dollar Tree, Family Dollar, Dollar General, etc. Sometimes the goods at discount stores are from private label companies, and sometimes the products go there because they're defective for one reason or another, or they could even be, well, expired. Hopefully that isn't the case today, though. But anyway, I recently went to my local Dollar Tree and picked up the 5 coffees that were available there. So I will be tasting these one by one and letting you know if you should take your beans and spend your hard-earned dollar on one of these coffees. So the first coffee we'll be tasting is from, coffee brand coffee? There is literally no branding on this whatsoever. They just slapped coffee on the front and called it a day. So clearly we're going to be off to a fantastic start. As for... oh! It actually has an expiration date. Wow, okay. I was not expecting that considering one of the Godiva bags from my first review did not have any expiration date on them. Of course, no roasted on date because it's pre-ground coffee. Well, none of this coffee is whole bean now that I think about it, but really, you're not going to go to the Dollar Tree for whole bean coffee. But in any case, let me brew this and then let you know exactly how it actually tastes. Spoiler alert, it's probably not going to be good. Brewing time! Starting off with coffee number 1, the, coffee brand coffee. Even though I don't have high hopes for this coffee, there is something oddly satisfying about this pouring step. Okay, definitely getting some burnt notes here. Definitely doesn't come as a shock, but this coffee was definitely over-roasted. Again, anytime it smells really burnt, it means those beans were really over-roasted. Because some coffee companies don't care about producing good coffee, they just want to get as much coffee as possible out the door. Other than that, it's got a weird mix of smells. I'm smelling ketchup, I'm smelling chipotle pepper, I'm smelling peanut butter. I'm not really sure what to make of this combination of smells, so I think it's time that we tasted it. Here goes nothing. Coffee brand coffee, please do not be terrible. Ugh. Oh god, no. I don't know where they got these beans from, but they ain't good beans. They ain't like these beans, they ain't good beans, trust me. This coffee tastes artificial as heck. Like, really artificial. It's also kind of flat. For it to be simultaneously flat and also taste terrible, that's an achievement in and of itself. And not in a good way. Okay, I should probably get a little bit more specific here. It's definitely got a plasticky taste to it. That's the best way I could describe it. Or some kind of chemical taste. Basically, it tastes like burnt plastic, with a little bit of wood thrown in there. And right as it goes down, it got some salt to it. Because that's exactly what you want with your burnt plastic, a little bit of salt. So yeah, coffee brand coffee, breakfast blend, I forgot to mention that, not like it matters at this point, that was not good. I would definitely not want to wake up in the morning to, this. And that was just the frickin' regular coffee. What the hell is the instant gonna taste like? I am absolutely frickin' terrified right now. Oh my god. Alright, now we move on to coffee number 2, and this is also coffee brand coffee, now in instant form. Same nameless coffee, definitely gonna be a different taste. Will it be a better taste? Alright, so we just add a cup of that, and we give it a stir. And then we hope for the best. But, let's be honest, we know to expect better than that. And by better than that, I mean worse than that. Also keep in mind that this water in particular is not boiling. For instant coffee, you always want to use hot water, not boiling water. What the... This does not smell like coffee. This literally doesn't smell anything like coffee. It smells like vegetable broth. This literally just smells like vegetable broth. I can't compare it to anything else. It smells like vegetable broth with maybe a little bit of tomato in there, and some Italian herbs. That's all I got. That's literally all I got. Italian tomato vegetable broth. This is not what coffee is supposed to smell like! But anyway, that's just how it smells. Let's see how this coffee brand coffee, which I kind of want to call vegetable broth brand vegetable broth, actually tastes. No. Again, there's a reason why I don't have high hopes for instant coffee. This smelled 100% like vegetable broth. Taste-wise, it's only about 10% vegetable broth. The remaining 90% is a mixture of several things. We got a lot of grain action going on here. Imagine the blandest cereal possible, like cornflakes or Special K, something like that. It tastes kinda like that, but with a mixture of some musty as hell cardboard. Okay, imagine cornflakes, but not in the cereal box, but just in like a straight up cardboard box. And now imagine that cardboard box just sitting in the corner of your attic for like a year. That is what this coffee tastes like. If you can even call this coffee. Coffee brand coffee, you have taken me on a journey, and not the good kind. I'd be half tempted to throw this against a wall if it wasn't for the fact that I don't want my house smelling like musty old cornflakes. Okay, coffee number 3 is Nescafe Taster's Choice House Blend. Again, another instant coffee, but at the very least this one has a brand name attached to it. Again, I don't have the highest of hopes for it, but hopefully it won't be an instant disaster. End my suffering now, please. Okay, not too bad, not too bad. At the very least, this smells like coffee and not like vegetable broth! We got a tiny bit of smokiness, but it's mostly burntness. We got some earthy tones going on here, but they definitely burnt their beans. You can smell it. People, stop burning the beans. You see these beans? You see these beans right here? They don't want to be burnt. They really do not want to be burnt. But in any case, we got the burntness back. That's what we're working with here. It smells like burnt cake. That's actually a good way to describe it. It smells like burnt cake. You basically took some cake, you added a little bit of cocoa powder to it, maybe a little bit of dirt that you thought was cocoa by accident. Don't ask me why you would do that. And then you threw that cake in the oven, you forgot about it, and now your whole house smells like smoke, burnt cake, and soil. Basically, you soiled it. Okay, I know that one was bad. Anyways, time to actually taste it. That cake was in the oven for a lot longer than I thought it was. It tastes even more burnt than it smells. It is so bitter. Nestle, I don't know what you're doing to your beans, but they're definitely over-roasted here. This is straight up bean abuse. You do not abuse the beans. Beans do not want to be burnt, and they do not want to be abused. This is bean abuse! As I've stated, it tastes burnt. It's got a tiny hint of cocoa in there, but other than burnt, all I can taste is nuts. Basically, we got some burnt nuts. Again, I wasn't expecting much because it is instant coffee. It could probably go well in some sort of dessert if you don't brew it and you just, well, use the powder. But this is definitely not something you want to drink straight up. Coffee number 4. This is from Cafe El Moro. Just wanted to make sure I actually said that right. So this is Caribbean-style ground espresso, and it's actually gotten pretty good reviews from what I've seen online. During the Godiva coffee review, we learned that just because the coffee is pre-ground doesn't mean that it's going to be terrible. So just because it's pre-ground doesn't mean it's actually going to be bad. Especially considering how many people seem to like this coffee. So for once, I actually do kind of have hope that something's going to be good. But will it? Time to brew and find out. Coffee number 4. Please let me have some more. Oh, that's interesting. So, not really much of a burnt smell here. More of a smoky smell, kind of like you got a barbecue going on. A little bit ashy, a little bit malty, like there's some sort of alcohol going on there. Maybe not so much beer, but more like bourbon, maybe a little bit of whiskey. But again, this is just the smell. What matters most is how it tastes. Even though half of taste comes from smell, but you know what I mean. It may have smelt a little bit like whiskey or bourbon, but it definitely doesn't taste like it. Still getting the smokiness, still getting the ashiness, but it's a bit more on the tobacco-y side of things now. Almost like I'm smoking a Cuban cigar here, even though I've never smoked a Cuban cigar in my entire life. And it's a little weird to say this for coffee, but it's kind of got a tea-ish quality to it. More like a black tea. And right at the end there, a tiny hint of spice. Just a tiny bit. Overall, it's not the best coffee flavor. I mean, it's the best coffee flavor out of what I've tasted so far, but it's not too bad. You could definitely make a decent cup of cappuccino out of that or something. I can actually recommend this one. I was not expecting to say that today. Okay, last and probably not least, definitely not least, is Victor Allen's iced coffee, specifically mocha flavored. Now, I've had this coffee before, but that was the vanilla flavor, and it's not that bad, but I'm not that big a fan of it, to be honest. Basically, it's not going to be my first choice, but I'll drink it. But will I say the same thing about the mocha? We'll see. Okay, yeah, that's good. It's not great, it's not fabulous, but it is at the very least good. That being said, I wouldn't call this mocha. I would just call this vanilla. Like I just said, I've had the vanilla flavor, and this tastes exactly like the vanilla flavor. I don't know why it's called mocha, because I can't really taste any chocolate in this whatsoever. I have been lied to! Victor, how could you lie to me like this? I thought we could have had something special here, damn it. Kidding aside, it's not bad. Other than the fact that it tastes nothing like mocha, it actually tastes good. I mean, like I said before, it wouldn't be my first choice, and it doesn't have the strongest coffee flavor, but it's smooth, it's creamy, at the very least, it's good. It's not gonna be my first choice, by no means, but it's still good. I'll still drink it. Victor, you redeemed yourself. For now. Just be glad the competition was, not very strong. In the slightest. But anyway, that's all the coffee I could find at my local Dollar Tree. Overall, it wasn't completely terrible. Victor Allen's and Cafe El Moro didn't really disappoint. Everything over here, though, let's just say I wouldn't pay $1 for it. Heck, I wouldn't even pay a penny for it. I wouldn't even buy it if it was free. Oh, what's this? Coffee brand coffee? It's probably good. No, it's not! Anyways, now that my rant is over, let me just say, this is just what was at my local Dollar Tree. Your Dollar Tree could probably have completely different coffee than this. Hell, it might even actually have really good coffee. Yeah. But anyway, that pretty much does it for this coffee review. Have you tried any of these coffees? If you did, feel free to leave your opinions in the comments below, if you want to, I mean. And if you like this video, feel free to give it a like and hit that subscribe button for more caffeinated content. Other than that, I got nothing else to say, so I will see you back here next time for another edition of Diesel's Coffee Den. See you next time! Alright, where is the nearest cliff I can throw this off of? I'm okay.